Good morning. It's Saturday, October 14th, and the annular ring of the eclipse is going to happen today. It's a sign. Now, what kind of sign this will be, we shall watch and see. It is approximately an hour from now, so we should be watching to see. Now, it's cloudy and rainy here, so I don't know how much we'll be able to see here in the northeast of Pennsylvania. So if you get to see it, let us know because it's cold and rainy, as I said. Now, I got to watch a video from Brenda Weltner. It's called The Sign of the Dragon, and it's part of the Rapture story. Now, I'll just give you a view of my notes. From my notes, I'll read off some things. uh, the due date of the pregnancy of the woman in travail was September 23rd to the 30th. Now, she talks about the pregnancy lasting 44 weeks, which would lead to October 23rd to the 30th, meaning the rapture of the male child would be October 23rd to the 30th. Um, Jesus is not the male child that's going to be raptured. As you know, it's the church. That he is not thrusted up, he's not taken up. It'll be the very church that'll be thrusted out of this. Um, she also mentions that Israel is the woman in travail, as we said in since last Saturday, October 7th, 2023. The woman in travail, and her birth pains continue to grow and increase in this period up until the 30th. And she mentions that in this Gog and Magog war eventually begins. Now, I just took some brief notes. I will put the link in the description box below. All I can say is that watching these videos brings me great sorrow, because I think we're in the time of sorrows as well because of what happened in Israel and all the things that have come to pass. There's construction going on, by the way, so I apologize for the noise. They're rebuilding the steps in my apartment building. But I don't have a whole lot to say about how these timelines are all matched up with biblical signs. All I can tell you is that there was an asteroid that was 39,000 miles from the surface of Earth. And I don't know if it was either today or yesterday that it was supposed to pass by Earth, but there's just so many different stories that are coming out. And I guess you could say that there's signs everywhere. And then earthquakes, and the earthquakes are jumping off the map. And there's also been reported that from Brenda Weltner's video that there's going to be an earthquake in Israel at some point. So we should be watching for the signs, but I don't see us being here for much longer. It's definitely, we could look at this as a rapture watch, but I'm not going to post it like that because we're watching in daily, as we should watch daily for the soon return of the Lord. Because she reverses as a pregnancy in the 44 weeks of pregnancy, because a pregnancy can last 44 weeks. Even though the due date was the September 23rd, it can last another 4 weeks. She's in travail, that being Israel. So watch the video and let me know what you think of it if you have the time to. If you have the time to, mention what you think of this. I'm going to post the link in the description box. And Israel is definitely Um, it's just sobering. The numbers of the death toll are much higher than reported, and there was also some reports of a Reuters uh, cameraman that was killed in the midst of the battle in the north. There's also Putin came out and stating that the only way to solve this is a two-state solution, and there's other things coming out that George W. Bush said that we don't negotiate with terrorists, referring to Hamas. So there's a lot of chatter amongst world leaders that are coming out saying what they're saying. So there's just a lot of things coming out just now that this attack has occurred in Israel. And since that war, what's going on in the northern border, the 24-hour notice that was given to the residents in Gaza, there was a blockade that Hamas has blockade in the north part of Gaza, that the people that are trying to escape that 24-hour notice have not been able to get out of Gaza. I personally think that this ground war invasion, it's not looking good for either side. I hope and pray for both the Palestinians and the people of Israel that something can be prevented from bloodshed to continue. I don't want to see any Palestinians, especially the innocent ones, die innocently, and innocent bloodshed on either side. I don't know what else to say. That war is it's just a travesty, because there are innocent people in Palestine that don't go along with what Hamas is doing, and they want out of this war just like anybody in Israel. They don't want this, and let's just say it's probably more or less both. People want to escape war, and I have a different outlook on it now that I've seen this, but nonetheless, Hamas is forcing a lot of people to stay in Gaza, and this is very tragic what's happened to the Palestinian people that want to escape. I don't even have words for it. So, again, I'll put that link in the description box about the Rapture. She has it linked so that you can basically follow the sign of the dragon. And what that means is really it's the Rapture timeline for those of you who want to follow that. Okay, have a good afternoon. And watch for that ring of fire. If you see it, let me know.